You wake up. It's 100,000 years ago. No phone. No bed. No building. A group of about 25 people. And a landscape that is actively trying to kill you. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what your day looks like. What you eat, what you fear, what you think about, and what actually kills people like you. Some of it will surprise you. Some of it is closer to your life right now than you expect. You don't sleep in. Nobody does. The group wakes before sunrise because the first light is when the predators that hunted in darkness are returning to rest. Missing that window means moving through the landscape when lions are still active. You slept on the ground, on a pile of dried grass covered with animal skin. You slept close to other people on purpose. Not because the night was cold, though it was. Because sleeping alone at the edge of the group is where people disappear from. You woke up multiple times through the night. Everyone did. One person was always partially awake, listening. You are shorter than a modern person by several centimeters. You are significantly more muscular, not from training but from daily physical load that starts in childhood. Your feet are wider and more calloused than anything a modern shoe would accommodate. Your grip strength is roughly twice that of a modern adult male from the same repetitive daily use of your hands for gripping, climbing, and carry. Your teeth have visible wear because you chew things modern humans have never put in their mouths. Your eyes are better at tracking moving objects in peripheral vision. Your distance vision in bright daylight is slightly better than modern average. Your ability to read faces and detect emotional states is sharper than average because your life depends on reading the group accurately every day. But that's not even the craziest part. You know things a modern person with a PhD does not know. You know which specific plants within a 2-day walk of your camp are edible, which are medicinal, and which will kill you, by leaf shape, smell, season, and location. You know the tracks of at least 30 animal species by print depth, stride pattern, and age. You know where water collects after rain in a landscape that looks empty to an outsider. You know the star positions for navigation and seasonal prediction. You know how to start a fire in under 3 minutes in wet conditions using materials you could find within 100 meters of where you're standing. A modern person dropped in your landscape without your knowledge would be dead in days. You would be fine. You don't eat breakfast immediately. The group moves first. Everyone carries something. Children over the age of 5 carry their own small load. Older group members who can't hunt still contribute, tracking, teaching, childcare, processing. Nobody who can contribute doesn't contribute. The group covers between 5 and 15 kilometers by midday depending on conditions and goals. You are not tired by this. You have walked this much every day of your life. Your body considers this a warm-up. But here's where it gets strange. Your social life is more complex than most modern people's. You know every person in your group of 25 with a depth that modern humans rarely achieve with anyone. You know their personality, their history, their strengths, their tendencies, their current emotional state, their relationships with every other member of the group. You maintain this model constantly and update it daily. You also maintain diplomatic relationships with at least 2 or 3 neighboring groups. You know their key members. You know who can be traded with, who is hostile, who can be called on if your group is in trouble. The social intelligence required to navigate your world is enormous. It runs all day, in the background, as automatic as breathing. You eat whatever is available and that changes by the week. Right now in late spring it's mostly plant material. Fresh leaves, tubers dug from the ground, last season's dried berries still in storage. And whatever the hunters brought back yesterday, which was a medium-sized antelope. You eat the cooked meat with your hands. You eat the organs first because they spoil fastest and they are the most nutrient-dense part of the animal. The fat is carefully saved. The bones will be cracked for marrow tonight. You eat until you are full. You don't count anything. You don't weigh anything. Your body has a finely calibrated hunger signal that modern processed food has broken in ways you will never experience because you will never eat processed food. And it gets even darker. Your biggest daily threat is not predators. It is other humans. Encounters with unknown groups are the highest risk events in your life. A known predator is dangerous but predictable. An unknown group of humans is dangerous and strategic. Intergroup violence was common enough in the Paleolithic that skeletal evidence across multiple sites shows healed and unhealed traumatic injuries consistent with interpersonal conflict as a leading cause of death for young adult males. Your group has territorial boundaries. You know where they are. You do not cross them without preparation. When you travel near the boundary, you move with the full group, not alone. The most dangerous thing in your landscape has a spear. The group returns to camp before dark, not a minute after. The fire is rebuilt. Food is prepared and shared. The sharing is not optional and it is not charity. It is a system. Hunters who produce more share more and gain status. Those who consistently take more than they contribute are noticed, discussed, and pressured. Free riders in a group of 25 are immediately visible and immediately corrected. The social enforcement of contribution is constant and effective in a way that modern societies with millions of anonymous strangers cannot replicate. After food there is talking. There is story. There is laughter. Your group laughs a lot, by the way. The archaeological and anthropological evidence on this is consistent. Groups under constant stress with strong social bonds laugh more than isolated modern individuals. You are rarely alone and rarely bored. Your anxiety is not abstract. You don't worry about your career or your social media or your retirement. You worry about specific things with immediate physical consequences. Is the water source still reliable? Did that cough in the child get worse? Is the neighboring group moving closer? Did the hunting party come back on time? These are not small worries. They are accurate threat assessments with life or death stakes. Your stress response is calibrated for this kind of short-term high-stakes worry that resolves one way or another quickly. It was not designed for the chronic low-grade undifferentiated anxiety of a modern desk job that never fully resolves. That kind of stress is genuinely new. Your brain has no ancient solution for it. So what is your life like 100,000 years ago? Hard in specific ways that are different from how modern life is hard. Physically demanding in a way most modern people never experience. Socially rich in a way that most modern people rarely achieve. Knowledgeable about the physical world in a way that would make a modern outdoorsman feel incompetent. Threatened by real things with immediate consequences rather than abstract things with delayed ones. And shorter. The average life expectancy is around 35. Though that number is misleading because child mortality pulls it down dramatically. If you make it to adulthood, you have a reasonable chance of reaching 60. Your grandmother, if she is alive, is the most valuable person in the group. She has seen things none of the younger members have seen. She remembers the last drought. She knows where the alternate water source is. She has delivered more children than anyone else. When she dies, the group loses a library.